Greetings, Massive. Who are some of the important and influential people who we have met over our life's journey and who have helped to shape the individuals who we are today? Hi, I am Lascelles, Butch Yard Chen, from the Greetings Massive Show, coming to you live on Jamaicans.com from East Africa, with a very special guest for today, who is based in the US, Miami.
But before we begin today's show, I want to give a shout out to my good brother Omari and his wife Sipe, who own and operate iCurio craft shop in Moshi, Tanzania. They also have nice hotels and facilities to take care of you when you're in Moshi. So please stop by iCurio shops in Moshi, Tanzania.
As a youth, I was blessed, and we give thanks to the Almighty every day. We get a chance to go to university. In those days in Jamaica, the government was offering free education at university level. And we managed to go in. We have some good grades, and we give thanks to the government at that time, because I know my poor little mother, she couldn't afford it. Anyhow, we used to live near the campus because we have to walk. So first place we live is Mona Heights. Next place we go to was Augustown. And then we moved to a place named Gart Road in Barbican. And believe you me, viewers, March Drive. I get to live with three brethren who shape, three brethren and a sister who shaped my life as a youth. One of them we have with us today, the legendary Pablo Dan. Also in the house was the legendary Freddie McGregor. And a youth who, I don't know, Pablo will tell you where he is, but he come from Antigua. And he did wicked on the keyboard. Mikey. Yeah, so those times I was in university, and you know, we just I take advantage of the opportunity. But to be in a house with musicians from Studio One, I never really disrespect it. I did love it. But over the years we get to understand that we was living with legends. So today, as you know, this show, Greetings Massive, is a big up show. Because we get a little blessing. So we pass the blessing. So my good brethren Pablo Dan, I never remember the sister now. The sister now was Sister Colleen, which is Pablo's wife. You know, them people are really shape our life. We give thanks. So today now we have to give Pablo a chance, because them man build reggae music in Jamaica. For the young people, we might not have the history, but I was fortunate to live with the legends. So today, we have to say welcome, Jappy. Today, the show is about you. And we want to know, especially for the younger generation who might think reggae music just fall out of the sky. We want them to understand that there are certain individuals who build this thing from picnic days come up, as the brigadier would have said, from the idea of me. So, we have to say greetings, Pablo. We want to know you to give the viewers your history, because as the great Bob Marley said, the biggest man was once a baby. So we know even you was a baby one time and you come up through family and them things there. So please, welcome to the show. We are honored to have you as an elder in this thing, this music thing. We interviewed Jamaica already, so people know about Jollof music. But now, you are one of the people who in the studio who teach people how to sing and play this and play that. So greetings, Papa. Run your story.
Greetings. Irie. Well, I was born on Old Oak Road, 159 Old Oak Road, 1950, on October 24th, which I find out after his United Nations Day. So growing up, them time the Mona was pure Bombay mango. Mona Hope pastors all of them places. The only place where they really exist was the zoo and the maze. Where if you're too simple-minded, people carry you in the maze and leave you. They have to come back for you in the evening, and because certain youth couldn't find them way back out. Where that is, I compare that to the internet now, where people getting lost in it. Now, growing up, my mom was she actually was a nurse before she started having us, and then she stopped, and the parenting is 10 of us.
Big family.
My sister in Texas just reminded me that them used to have the order of how we was born: boy, girl, boy, boy, girl, girl, boy,
So,
girl.
which part you fit?
I'm the 9th of 10.
Ah, yeah, baby.
Yes, so in 1955 now we moved to Cleardale Avenue off of Hagley Park Road, and my little sister born, so it was 12 of us at the dinner table. When my grandmother come from up Padmore, she made 13. My grandma from my father's side is a Maroon, originally. Now, growing up, I wasn't really musically inclined because they tried to put me in a glee club, jack of hearts, and plays in Holy Cross, because I spent 7 to 12 years old on the altar at Holy Cross. And that helped to mold my character. Okay, well, to music now. I was in the glee club at George's, and my voice changed, and Mr. Wilson run me. And at the same time, at third form in George's, when they cut off one term after the year, 63.
Why that happened?
To change the year from January to September.
Ah, the school year.
Yes. That was when I couldn't understand why they want me to do 3 terms work in 2. So I start the worries now, and I eventually end up a campaign. And me and John Larson now, who play keyboard too. Him used to live right beside Holy Cross. So me and him have that relationship, and him have a piano at his house. So I play the piano, but him never interested until I play Take 5. And then he said he want to learn that. And time I mean a steel band. I was in a giant steel band because my oldest brother, we live in at Durham Road, so you know, say Saturday morning time we go and play football on a Chinese club, which became Melbourne. And so we just start learning the piano now. Bertie, he said to me, I don't know where you're going to wear today, you know. That was a Saturday. Because him have some friends coming from up and Mona the Goldston, all of them blow something. And him now, him did graduate from piano with a LRS as a teenager. Him have license to teach it. And he playing French horn with Sitar Beckett in the Philharmonic Orchestra. Plus him playing drums, and he was a Dan drum and fan. So him paying me 2 and 6 every Saturday now to stay home to play Dog War and them tune with them. Metal. You understand? Because metals was the main influence them time there. So that now get me interested in Scatterlights music, and me and John Larson now start move away from the orchestral, and I will get to realize now that the Scatterlights actually took the classicals and the jazz and put the dance in it. That was the essence of ska. Ska was the dance music that Byron Lee and everybody, all of the uptown musicians, them tried to copy and never really get to perfect it. That's why them eventually ended up in Calypso, ended up with Sparrow in Trinidad. So me and John now, we noticed these things, and it gradually lead us now. Well, as I'm telling you, on the altar, I reached to Psalms 68, and I find a place in Timothy where the Lion of Judah is, who will show himself who he is. And I find myself in Revelation. So by 12 now, I talking to the priest about these things, and him touching me on my back, which I never realized that I was the back. But as I tell you, growing up with 12, around me all the time, eating dinner every evening, 12 tribe of Israel wasn't a foreign concept to me. So I was playing, they passing the steel drum people now passing the place to my house and hear me playing see me playing the piano and invite me to join the steel band. So I come from
Which steel band is?
Wanderers.
Wanderers.
It was a band up on Lions Road. Young Wanderers, because it was them eventually, the senior ones to us, such and them, and they did transition to Jamaica All Stars with a brother from UC named John Gibbs. So Carnival became a regular activity for me every year. And in 65, I started playing. 66, 67, I playing with a band named Uprights out of Sergio, out of Marvally. A band from way up now already, some countryman, but them nice. Alright. So that was my two activity them time. Well, John now come and encourage me now, we start, go Bournemouth, walk Bournemouth. Go listen, we take bus on Bournemouth, but last bus always leave me, so we're walking from Bournemouth. So him live in Harperchi and I live in Redditch Road. So we're walking home, so you know, Monday morning, the two hours dropping asleep in the class. But now, my mom said that I was interested, and she sent me to a music teacher named Mrs. Dazzlevader on Cargill Avenue. Her son, you know him too, Michael Dazzlevader, was a big pianist in George's. With God Query and them man from Tomorrow's Children. So I go to the music class and I see this lady beating her son with a yardstick. So I take time go home back. And my mama asked me what to see the book that I have, the grade 1 book. So I give her an empty book and she beat me. So I want to play music still, you know, because the man introduced me to the steel drum. And I get to realize it's not just a garbage drum, it has the skills just like the piano. So I go to Music Mart and buy a red book named Rudiments and Theory of Music. And my little sister was taking music lessons and was at grade 5. So I use that as a mark now, and I read out this book 5 times. Which the only other book I read apart from that 5 times is the Bible. Because I still read books 2 times and 3 times, but I never really conscientiously go through it that way. And by the time I read it now, I realize that she at grade 5, I know more theoretical music than her. So eventually now, we're developed till the steel band now start get exposed to us again and Pat Bremno and them, and they were giving them backyard. The Wanderers never like the herb business. Okay, let me explain to you now. Malines Road, the north side of Malines Road is middle class. The south side is ghetto. Now, the Virtues live on the north side, where the steel band rehearse. Also live on the south side, where you have corporation, you know, Ambrook Lane lead you back round to Tarrant. And we usually go over corporation, go lick chalice or smoke split, and then come to rehearsal and them frowning on us. So we eventually start from Brockwell, like, you know. we move the drum them go over there. And Jose was the one who gave him backyard to practice, to set up advocates. That was advocates is when we get radicalized now to they send time to take them time they Liquor Bongo Naya and Max Romeo, Zion Rastafari. We're taking in the music and it means more to we more than to most people. Because music is an education for most people in Jamaica. If you notice, most people listen to music to keep them spirit up. So eventually now we start playing. Well, I was working at King Street Courthouse. Eventually, my mom, eventually when she have her 10 children now, she became a teacher of shorthand, typewriting, and English at Kingston Commercial College, right below Georgia Pitt Park, US Circle. And me and Ben Bo, the drummer, went there in the last half to study accounts. And she, you know, would have just give me a letter when we leave school, and I just go to the Department of Statistics and they want me to start now. Because she, as a teacher, she know who need people. Cleaner Company was the only place I walk from Redlands Road to East Street and North Street to that work to get a sub-editors, a proofreading work. So from Department of Statistics to King Street Courthouse, and when we broke up the teacher put Wanderer Steel Band, Kelvin Hart, functioning there. Him did eventually get a contract with Y. De Lima Blue Diamonds to set up a band. I Lowy was the drummer in that band. And all still cool them, and Beres Brissett, Patty who play with Black Uhuru, Steely who play with Roots Radix, came through that era and still cool them. Because eventually, when we joined 12 Tribe now, the steel band kind of take a back page. Because I just get reviving the steel drum.
So how you enter Studio One? How that did it go?
Studio One now is when I joined 12 Tribe. It was a meeting of Raiders Road. Sister Asha was in Plaster Parish, and Ruben first rider come. That was her meeting when I joined. And we come down and meet up with Sangy down at Turner Street. Barry Boot, that's his Booty brother, do the Black Star Liner. He actually smuggling people in piano and carry come at Turner Street when he must leave in Jamaica. And I play the piano now, and Bagga come and see me and say, meet me tomorrow. And when I meet him tomorrow, it's me and him walk to Studio One and just say, Sir D, it's Pablo, you know. And him say, oh, Augustus, and I say, no, him say, no man, a Pablo Black man, him better than that man. and we start work the same day. We used to punch clock. Sometimes although Heptone's a big singer them, you know, them working in the pressing plant too. RC and them man they used to double work. Okay. Them working in the day and then evening time them come play music. So it's something get introduced to Studio One.
How much year you spent at Studio One?
I went to Studio One 72. And I basically worked there non-stop till when I started touring with Jimmy Cliff 75. But as we learn, we still gone back to studio. So up to the 70s, 60s, 70s, no, 70s, 80s is when Downbeat moved in Technical HQ to Fulton Street in Brooklyn. That we have to look work elsewhere. Because I'm going to tell you, Downbeat never pay like our next producer would have pay, but we work every day. We do auditions Christmas Day.
Why Why tell, explain to the viewers a typical day in a studio one studio. A typical day.
Okay.
You go in what time, what happen in the studio?
We go in tennis. Sometimes we might have to go out, go up a kgs up a crossroad to get parts or something. I might. If sometimes I leave in the studio and end up in a water race with record orders or something. But no, we have to wait for him open the place. And eventually him give her upstairs where we could have smoke or them thing there. Because them used to have a music room, but the artists them did not carry schoolgirl in night and them thing there. So him lock it up. Because that was where wrangling on them and they used to do arrangements. Well, a typical day, we're outside and we're talking and various people, because we have Christian, we have Daddy Campbell, Ska Campbell, who is Kenneth Campbell's father. They call him Ska Campbell because if you listen to Scatterlight's music, he blowing up, right through all of those songs. That's what make that vamp so effective. And he was eventually working with us in the reggae era too, the rocksteady and reggae era. So we have to wait till Coxsone open up. And if him not opening up till certain artists come.
Like who?
Now, like, okay, like if Jennifer Lara or another singer supposed to record that day, him invite Master Griffiths. That means it's not opening till Master come, because if him want the younger artists them, see more mature artists as an example. It was like that. Every week he bring a foreign song, and usually we start the session with a foreign song to get acclimatized, and then we start doing originals. We him bringing the artists them now, Horace Andy, then it's Freddie McKay.
Who was the engineer them that time?
Morris, Sylvan Morris. You know, like Sister Carol, Mr. East, he was the engineer at RJR. It's him actually set up the studio for Coxsone, you know. Mr. East. Because any problem they send for Mr. East. That's Sister Carol's father. But Morris now was the Morris was the senior technician there. And then after that, you have man like Larry Marshall, Bim, man where, you know, was probably, you'd call them handyman for Coxsone, but them have talent too, you know. So eventually them start, till after that, he will bring in a youth named Cousins, who work for my music, them, for Mr. Music with me.
So
but no,
musicians and artists who pass through with you.
Alright, no musicians, no, you have a group named Soul Defenders from Linstead, who is them first play, them first associated with Burning Spear and them Monday. You understand? And you have Lascelles Perkins, you have old timers, and sometimes there's me, Bagga, RC, Benbow, a virgin named Brian, we call him Zada, David Bryan, and Sowell. And same gladiators, guitarists, enough of them, chick. That was after Rickabacker and them man, you know, Eric Frater. So it was a regular crew of us, but it rotates because it's not every day Privy them and Margie them coming from Linstead. So you have Richard Dace coming in sometime every now and then, Robbie Lynn come, Ernest Wrangling, and we have Hansman coming from camp as well as Deadly Headley. You know, them kind of man, you know. So it was interesting. Well, after I read that book, you know, by the time I reached Studio 1, I could talk to each horn player in his own language. Let me tell you something now. When I play a C note on my keyboard, that is the trombone is B flat. When I play a C note on my keyboard, that is the saxman E flat. Oh. So each of them have to be playing reckoning in different keys. So that's why B flat was a pick with trombone.
Pablo.
And E flat, yeah.
Right now, you are telling me, I mean, you know me, I try my little thing for my guitar and once in a while I push two track to you. But what you are telling me now is something when you never know that. So if you want instrument in a one key, the next instrument has some next matching key to that. So which instrument is the lead instrument?
The keyboard is a whole orchestra, in front of you. But now, you see, okay, when the singer come in, him sing, and either me or the guitarist map out the key and the chord progression.
So that's the lead.
Yes. Now, well, okay, in terms of music, now lead is actually melody. That's the singer. What's the singer singing? Now, if him sing and it sound out of key, well, you have to show him say, you might have to drop your key, or, you know, because most people singing in them bathroom, when them come to the studio, you have to speed it up a bit, or carry up the key, or carry down the key, depending on how you take your notes. Sugar Minot was one of the men, anyway. He was one of the first man say, what we do to the teacher, see, like him sing, we tell him if he carry up that line or carry it down, to get the cadence of the song, you know. So he would take advice. He's a humble man.
Sugar Minot.
Yes, because when we reach 12 now, we invite him come and carry him go a rich theater, right back into his hometown. That was the first time he come in on stage.
Wow.
Michael Rose from scratch. The first, we put them on the stage first. From it was a policeman keep a show right at Mullines Road, and what is that road name? It's not Weymouth Drive.
Weymouth Drive. On the corner there. Okay.
Yes, them did have a big club there, and Chubbies and UI and the man who used to come.
The place they used to call, man. Road Black when things going on.
Okay. The first show we keep with Bobby Melody and Michael. Them time Michael was a ballet.
Michael was a black guru.
Yes, when he met guess who's coming to this now. You understand?
So none of them super there, are you and your team boss them?
No, well, let me tell you, them did have a bus anyway, you know. From we hear Dennis now. We know, sir.
Gone.
No, you see them, you have certain man, you know, as them come and do audition. We do auditions on Sunday, usually at Studio One.
Okay.
And yes, Sunday, we start a week before everybody. On the first day. So when everybody come Monday, we are lead already. Alright. Now, depending on the singer, it would be scheduled for either Monday or Tuesday.
To come back.
Get me? No, yes, if it's an urgent man, it might try record them the Sunday too if it really sound that good. So when you see Dennis Bone and Horace and them man they come, who will want to record them? Horace and they come and them play guitar too. Dennis play him guitar too.
So them voice already tuned.
Yes. Now them man they rate Bagga still, you know. When Dennis Brown lose one of him long, you know, it's me and Bagga, so we have to go look for them. So him all tell Downbeat say, we not feel good today because we want to cut the session. Because we want to go look for Dennis Brown and you see. You get me? So, well, I never get to meet Slim Smith. Laurie Lakin and them man there. Yeah, but Wilfred Edwards was singing tune to say, Tell me, darling, tell me you love me true. Them tune there. When Alton Ellis tell me, said, them man there are some dangerous man. Him name them 3 man there. A tall man with name, I just remember him name. All the night old man. Him say, Slim Smith, Wilfred Jackie Edwards is 2 man where any artist who think them bossy and think when them man they take the corner, them silent.
Yeah.
And Owen Gray, what's the next man?
Yeah.
Alright.
What's
So,
Stranger Cole?
Stranger Cole. No, well, them man, you know, that him, I'm going to tell you something, is him make me leave trouble, you know. Stranger Cole, we call him Mouth. Because them say, him, Bagga say, him Mouth take the corner before already. When you see him up here, Mouth.
Can sing though.
Well, I'm going to tell you now. Oh, what? No, well, I'm going to tell you, him and Derek Morgan is 2 of the most prolific songwriters. Probably Babani can compare to them. But you see, I'm going to tell you, Babani get a gift, you know, because this is true. Don't beat used to bring down Adam Wade and some songs and pick out artists to sing them. They'll always have tunes on them, man. They always have to do over tune. Where is an example to them. You understand? Ken Boot now was a pronunciation, man.
Whoa, up to today.
Yes, you know ramp with him.
No.
Them man the Christian anytime Ken Boot and Leroy Eptones come to studio, you know, say.
Done.
Don't beat and Miss D going in trouble. Because she might have to leave lunchtime, you know? Because it's like them man the good looking, you know, and like don't beat that just man.
Yeah.
So, but it's nice, you know. No, don't beat now. Would have come and when we arguing outside before session, he would push out to me and say, Jen, come on. And we stop. We have, remember, you know, you have Rasta, you have Christian, you have some people who don't believe in nothing. And you have some man of Council Selassie, and we and them out to fight. And he push out to me and he say, Jen, come on. And we turn and look at him and he say, no hard feelings, Jen, come on. You understand? So Studio One come like a music university.
Yeah.
Alright, when I got the jacket gone, Twin Kings gone, the other youth named Dennis from up a Sharpwood, we used to come into, and Bobby Calpat, the session there from up a radio store. Various keyboard man and you know.
You work with the late great Danjo man?
No, Danjo man did before. Let me tell you, Danjo man and Slim Smith passed before me reached Studio One. I'm going to tell you, my brother now carried me the first time. I think it's one time they came to Glass Bucket, Scatterlights, and he carried me there. And I see him, but I never meet him. I was impressed by the way he always doing so.
My
I look at him. I feel him live. And him have on you know, remember them brown shoes on him GB? Okay, him have on a GB and a rag cut out time left backpack.
A GB you used to wear by primary school.
Alright, I remember Danjo man's in GB.
Pablo, you will ask to know because you know me as a man in the music as I used to and I have many preferences them.
Yes.
And I talk to some people there and I tell them say, to me, the best singer me hear over the years is Bonnie Wheeler. After Bonnie Wheeler, me put my personal brethren, Sangyard. Because when them man they sing, you know, have to force your ears to hear no syllable, nothing. In your experience, because I know you know all of the artists, them, all of the singer them. Who is your favorite? My favorite is Bonnie Wheeler. After his son Yard. Who is your favorite?
I'm going to tell you now. I wouldn't say Dennis Brown, because Dennis Brown have a smoky voice. Delroy Wilson is the voice where carry the most effect. Leroy Sibblestone, don't ramp with Leroy, because Leroy hang a big.
All of them man, they are big singer, man. But we know you know the
thing.
thing.
We know you know the thing. I'm going to name three singers. And the next one is Half Pint. If Half Pint, they go to music school. You see when they make Greetings I Bring Banja and them tune there. To me, it's like him not develop no further. Him still a sing on a 2-card program. You understand? Him can't hang, because him never get that grooming like how Downbeat would have bring in Dennis and say, I want you to sing this song for me. It's impossible. Tell the sun to leave the sky.
I see thing I tell a youth. I tell a youth in East Africa. You have to practice for the cover to get the voice right.
Of course. Okay, right now you know what I doing? I studying back Mancini and them place. But two name Love will come back to me when we make a calypso with him. The next one I'm going to do is As You Are. Something about As You Are.
So like Nat King Cole.
Yes, no, you see Nat King Cole now while like when compare now, you know, so none of them man they can sing like Visionaries, like Asha. None of them name them you call.
But come back by your favorite. Come no one leave that topic. No one you say three name.
Yeah. Delroy Wilson.
Yeah.
Half Pint. Asha Visionaries.
See there. And we know all of them are top-notch singer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pablo, you know our favorite artists over the years, man who carried the team, man who break barriers and open up the team. The late great Bob Marley and the Wheelers. How you relate to them big man there?
Okay, well I'm going to show you now, because since Bunny Wheeler passed, I noticed everybody thinking and trying to compare them and say who was a better singer and stuff and things. It's not who is a better singer or who is more versed in melody. Joe Hicks told me that Bob Marley was not the best singer, but him have a thing named Ringcraft. Now I don't hear much people examining after the split up the work that Bob Marley carried on, because Bob now, not only good singing, you see, Bob expression, little darling, that is a word in somebody else's language. You get me? And through that now, him transform, remember, you know, so, them time there when I leave Jamaica, Jimmy Cliff band leader. Jimmy Cliff, they are lead, you know. All then my Morgan, they are lead, you know, I'll do anything for you. But now, you see, true Baba deal with Jah on a level, and he might say, Jah live. If you notice, you know, he have songs that are catchy, but when you go into the verses have deep meaning. Let them all pass all their dirty remarks, yes, yet one love is an acceptable thing to everyone. See? Let's get together to fight this holy Armageddon. You understand? The truth is an offense, but it's not a sin. You get me?
Biblical.
Okay, I'm going to tell you the difference. None of them don't realize that me recognize that Bob faculty as a Joseph. You can say something to him now, and 3 months' time, I'm going to his studio and remember it. That was his method of recall. Him have that remembrance name where him find things amusing where other people would find depressing. Because when we carry him go laugh in water, you know, and we are driving coming back, man. I said, no wonder the place that him laugh in water, because him not stop laugh the whole journey. So if you show you say, when we carry him back in river, I meet him coming up. I meet him coming up. I private, I mean, him come and stand up and make Rasta man vibration the next day, you know, positive, you know. Picking up. Get man lyrics and music and get man royalty from him. We're picking up. Are you picking up now? To show you how deep it is. So, I'm going to tell you, anybody who doubting Bob Marley, you look back, you read back when he get the United Nations Peace Award. I watch that non-stop. Anytime I'm depressed, it's it I watch because he never make no, he never write no speech, you know. And when him come on the stage, until I just whisper in the mirror, say, you have to say something, and him just say, right now, a Rasta me I deal with, and the questioning start. And everybody trying to diminish him, and him eventually him diminished everybody. If you watch it, it have the most meaning to me as a man defending Rasta, because him say, it's not my message, it's Rasta man message. It's not, I am not no revolutionary, I'm not a hero. Him deny all of those things, and yet I think Bob Marley should be the only national hero. Next, I put it down to this. Bob Marley music is the therapy for the 21st century. Yes, we walk and talk with Bob. We love Bob Marley before. The Wheelers and Bob Marley before everyone.
You did have the privilege to the studio work with him?
Yeah, man. After the show at a students' union, him said, Bagga, one the man you play on some of my music. Come like you know back me almost better than my back. Remember when we do that show? At students' union? And me and Law with them go at Dynamics and we do a tune named Jingling Keys with Sangy, right? She used to call me Mom, Dada. And Babylon Field, this one I think was the next one. Well, I'm going to tell you now, when I was performing High Trees, I played piano on the first Melody Maker song.
Children in the street?
Yes, it and they was launching High Trees today and they say, "More make that tune for Ziggy." Ziggy wasn't in the studio. And we make that and a tune say, you don't know what it's like with the High Trees.
Pablo, I want you know, music to me, sometimes a lyrics come in my head and we just find some card and do it. And remember a long time, Sangy tell me, whenever you have an inspiration, just do it and record it because you don't know what happen tomorrow. So that's what we do. Just do something and record it, 10 seconds, 20 seconds. But I know for the professionals like you go to the studio and you do how much tune for one day? 10 tune, 15 tune, and then now them tune them build up and you find maybe one come out and the whole week. How it go?
Oh, well, I'm going to tell you, you know, the first week we did studio one. We do 30 odd tune.
In a one week?
And, yes. And Morris and Downbeat reject 17 of them. We only get paid for 17. And then now me hear a double album and hear a tune named Banana Walk. And that was one of the songs that they rejected. You understand? Alright now. I tell you now, long after I realized that the weight when me and Bagga did have at studio one, you know. You remember Skenda?
No, that.
Judah Skenda.
Oh, big artist, man. Very.
There's him.
Okay.
Well, we in a 12 tribe and him and I always see him and Dan Sabi take the car walking from up a stand up hill, coming to rehearsal. And as him come, a Bagga turn him in a bass man, you know. And him come Bagga playing the bass game. But now Jacko wanted to record him. And 6 months pass and he get restless and say, he can't wait no longer. And Bagga say, well, we can carry you go to Studio One, you know, but them all say we sell you out, you know. We are sell out. You understand? And so said, so done. But now when we carry him to Studio One, Don Beach said to say, when you finish the tune, him say, I want a sax man on that song. I was searching for Deadly and all of the sax man them. I couldn't find no man because we touring Randy's, RJ, all of the studio them. We can't find no sax man. And Wrangling come in, Daddy Wrangling come the day and we come in a man who plays jazz in Mobay. And don't meet send him a man named Ruben Alexander. And Ruben Alexander now don't meet have to pay the minibus man to bring him come and like him paying for a whole trip, you know. Like him coming full. You get me? And come and we listen on the song and we run it. Him never run down, it's like a one cut. I must have 2 tunes in blow the day. And within a month, that song was on the road.
Which tune that?
Jalite.
Okay.
Jalite. So if you listen to that, the sax man impressive tonight. And it caused bad feelings now with me and me and Bagga and the rest of artists them. Because Silver Tones and them man they have record over 3 years and none of them music not come a road. So them like
how that work, Pablo? When you say come a road, it's not a downbeat, no, line them on this side. This is a road that is a way.
Of course, him says, okay, watch now. Him say, it's me spending my money, Jackson. So you can't tell me what to put out. Maybe him compiling a good album with them and him want one hit song for
carry out.
Yes. So, Silver Tones and enough more man come and say, boy, we could tell Downbeat to put out for them music like how we tell Downbeat to put out Skenda music. So it became a problem. We have to carry them to Coxon and make them know say, it's not, we don't have no control over that. But now, when I think back on that now, imagine if we did carry Brigadier for Studio One.
The boss.
Oh gosh, man.
Pablo, we know you work with big people, man. You know, who want to give respect now to those who pass. Because recently our good brethren Dalton passed. I know you have years with him.
Oh God, man, I'm still grieving, man.
Man like Sugar Minot, other big artists who pass. I know you have issues with them. You can't just touch on them and give little respect to those people who you know.
Okay, there's many good friends we have lost, but I'm going to tell you. Golden, no, Johnny Golden used to keep some impressive show, New Year's Eve and
Swing.
No, you see, yes, Swing magazine. Now, you see, as the Majesty said, when a man passes, if you can't talk nothing good about him, better you know. You understand? Now, a wizard me call Dalton. Dalton is one of the few musicians who I could give him an idea and him vision it just like me. Okay, we're driving from Mullines Road, going to do a show, Puerto Rico, with Freddie. I will pass Johnny Osborne on the road, you know. And I said to Bagga, now bumpy that. And I will make the minibus man stop and reverse. And Bagga just said to him, come in at the vehicle, man. And while we're going to the gig, we rehearsed 3-4 tunes with Johnny Osborne.
In a minibus?
Yes. Me and Dalton was like that.
Yeah.
And Johnny Osborne come mash up his sword at all. When he come past stage, when him sing 3 tunes, the people them still a ball for Johnny Osborne. You have certain man, it's hard to follow, you know. Johnny Osborne, Leroy Sibbles, and them man there. It's not an easy man on a stage show for you come after. You have to work.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm going to tell you now. Remember the first stage show we keep at the Ward Theatre? We keep 2 shows the same day, you know.
The man.
Dennis Brown. We'll cark the place, empty it and cark it again. And I Larry was singing Children of the Emperor. We play the Steel Band first, and then Generation Gap, and then 12 Chai Band. You understand? And at them time the Children of Israel, him just come with that and to 12 Chai Band and move. It kick off, you know? But the most impressive song to me in 12 Chai was African Princess.
Who did that? Creations?
No, man. Visionaries.
Yes.
Yeah, man. And the wickedest tune, let me tell you. You see, right now, me make it over. And me make over all of them with him there, you know. If them did put out African Princess as a single, all of our music problem would be over. As let me tell you, African Princess, every black woman in the world are gonna buy that. And them white friend are gonna buy it. You understand? Because it's exalting the African, sweet African damsel. You understand? So, me no was no song as effective as that. Only one tune did come and it's a brother and it's Michael Forbes. It have a tune where was effective, a tune where woman love, like how, okay, I would just ask her.
Pablo, why no interview? Because that's the internet. It get jumpy. So, I want to give you the opportunity to give respect to whoever you have in your sphere, because the show is about respect. Give respect to those elders who, you know, and even the younger one who might be doing something. And also let the audience know what you are doing here in Miami.
Okay. Well, okay, one man I want big up now. I haven't seen him for a while, but I do his song religiously. It's Winston Francis, who make a tune named Mr. Pixie. That is one of my favorite songs in life. It's a song that anytime I feel in a depressive mood, I just sing that song and it carry me out. You know, different, you know, humming is one of the healthiest activities for anybody. Because people who think them can sing, from you can talk, you can sing, and from you can walk, you can dance. You understand? No, right now I function in a one-man band down there. A regular patio that I play that I can be distance from people till when this COVID thing is over.
So you're based in Miami?
Yes, I'm based in Florida.
And how people can find you?
Based in South Florida. Well, Pablove Black at gmail.com.
Yeah, man. That's what I have to know. So if the audience want to book this legendary, name one man studio one band.
Yes.
Yeah, just find him. Pablove Black at gmail.com.
Studio one man band.
Studio one man band.
Now you see Dalton family. Dalton Brown. All of that family there is one of the humblest set of man I ever seen.
Yeah.
Glenn Brownie was working with Peter Ashburn. Now Peter Ashburn is the top composer, arranger, musician.
Glenn Pierce.
Yes. No, a master bassman from School of Music, you know.
Yeah, man. I see him on the YouTube, man. Rough.
It's him make Cayman up with change them dread policy, you know.
Cayman Islands.
Yeah, no dread couldn't go to Cayman, you know. You have to bond there to go back there as a dread. And him now go there with a tam on. And they want him to take it out. And he said, no. I prefer to go back and like them say, okay, we send you back on the next flight. But now to Peter Ashburn so heavy now. He make a phone call and his Governor General of Jamaica call the little chairman and I make noise.
Love the youth.
Yes. And you know, by the time them give the youth so much trouble that by the time them agree for him to enter, him just said to Peter Ashburn, me not disrespect you, you know, but I'm not interested. I'm taking the next flight back to Jamaica. And embarrass the whole of Cayman. Them youth there, because them man, although as humble as them is, now wrap up. Mr. Dalton, no, Dalton is doing the rest, man, you know. Dalton, Mr. Dalton would that Chris watch one day, you know. And when him come in a HQ and the sun catches it,
Glisten!
It's like the blind you. And Mr. We get to watch them, so we just buy it, you know, we just see a man from the road and buy it. Okay, the next day, when Dalton come at studio, him now want to watch. So I said, what do we watch? He laugh. He said, we give it away. I said, to who? He said, I don't know a man just see me with it and beg me. And just
that. I mean, you hear so much story about Dalton like that. You have to say, easy come, easy go. Like I just look at it that way there.
Yes. No, well, I will tell you this. Dalton helped me to make simple music. Him songs, them was never complicated. Because him have some wicked tune, you know. Only me used to feature him, you know. Most people only look for the artists, them now feature the musician. Him have some deep songs. Yeah. And yet, me and him put my music career on back burner to help people. Nobody never know me as no singer. Because I have to do audition for singers. You get me?
So you know
it's a pleasure. Not only that, it's a pleasure for me to hear people like Royal Rosses. Remember, you know, we work with Jimmy Cliff and we take pay cut to go with Royal Rosses. To him talk about Rastaman business. You know. So we end up work with Freddie too, you know, because it's Ras. You understand? We want somebody who will say what we are saying.
True.
Alright. So Dreadlocks, when we had the Dreadlocks album, you know, Bagga play some tune, you know. And Dreadlocks, I said, Bagga, where you get them tune there? And he must say, you mean I might tune them there? And anyway, your Bagga sing a tune yet, you know. You understand? He always exalt the next man. And he must say, so, you know, don't be put out them tune there. He say, them never record. And him says, so what you do with him? Say, well, right now, I just feel like saying, yeah, I have other singers out there who can sing. And if I take up, because him used to tell me, say, Light Parks, if Light Parks never play bass, none of them singer there. Wouldn't they lead? Importantly.
Officially?
None of them can. Yes, not only that, him have a tune named Stars where him do him sing. When you call me a little while, you know, it's a Leroy Sybil show me and watch with Light Parks, you know. Where he must sing a tune say, I'm an a mafia.
He always put that to balance the band.
Okay.
And
alright. And it's funny, we look over that tune there for Music Month, Stars, where him sing. Why do the Stars? I think I him do that tune there.
And I can't Campbell.
I might be mistaken, but he made a popular tune them time they were Bagga tell me say, if him did take follow up singing like him be a bass man, none of them singer they couldn't test him.
Well, another good man talk to Bagga about, you know, we know him a rest now. We're glad to talk to you, Pablo. So you know why down, you know. Why now I want to give you the last word and make we just tight up.
Okay, well I will tell you. The secret of life is to wake up in the morning and try not to think evil. Because I have been through Christianity and all forms of life. Buddhism. I love all of them because it's a discipline for people. But if you keep waking up and thinking evil, then you will always be evil.
No, Bob Marley say, man. Bob Marley say. You rise every morning.
Every day.
Every day you get up and quarry. Yeah.
Okay. No, I'm going to tell you now. You could try encourage good thoughts in yourself. When we learn in medicine in Japan, you see, that is for our next interview. Him say, take a deep breath, inhale, exhale, and think good thoughts. It's a patient we're talking to, you know. And we adjust our breath to their breath. That is the only way for you avoid picking up anything that they have, unless you're wearing a mask. Now, before I close, remember, the surgeon going to surgery and he put on his mask. And he is over eager to take it off when it comes out, because mask is not a comfortable thing. But as Bob Marley said, collective security for surety. We don't know who carrying what.
Well, you know, we are praying that we are come to the pandemic. I always glad to celebrate last time I touched in Miami. I tell Celia, no, can't reach us, we don't go check the job. So, we're glad to see last time. I'm glad to say still there a push as we elder. And I'm really glad for the show job because this little interview, anybody who listens to it will know. Reggae music never fall from sky. You have some people. Patient build it, and build it brick by brick over the years.
Remember, you know, you have all kind of ballad mixed Rasta tune and hit in Jamaica. You understand? No, I'm going to tell you now. In closing, we have to practice to be perfect. As when you're born, if you don't have no deformity, you're a perfect child. And them say practice make perfect, and yet them tell me say nobody not perfect, and they use that to keep making mistakes and trying for us not to blame them. Because when Christ said, forgive them because they know not what they do, this is a different time. People going too hard to get forgiveness now because I think they know what they do. So if you get up every morning and don't think nothing good, okay. If you used to do 10 bad things for a day, and you cut them down one, those one day you're not going to do nothing bad. So after a while, I'm not a sinner anymore, I'm a winner.
Well, you know, the good book say, the Spirit of God dwells not always, man, you know. So that's why our Lord came to give us that crush. That crush. To lean by. Jappy, it has been a great time to sit down and talk to you. Because people like you who grow me. People like you who keep me as a youth. I remember the day them at university. My mind on exam. We're glad them some decent people. We tell you as all the while. Me bless. Because I could have easily fall in a bad company. When I left my mother yard. But I fall in a good company. I fall in a company of Moats, man like Jamaica. I fall in a your company, Sanky company. Yeah. So I give thanks.
You carry me back to Stranger Code. Stranger Code like make me leave badness.
See there?
Because I used to move among some man from Bond Street. And him sister me I go away and him come to the studio and start look for me and say, mind your little self, you know, boy. And think till me I put him one away and say to him, say, when we are dealing with them, I say, them company there where you keep. If you are a musician, you better stop keep them company there. Stranger Cole was one of the man who put me on the right track. Him say, you're a musician? And I say, you mean? And him ask me again, him say, you're a musician. Understand? Make me happy. Reclaim myself as a musician. So, there's an instrument. Just keep your music simple, man. And as you say, keep putting down your ideas. Because anytime you send them to me, So me have my things behind me.
Yeah, we know you have to
the
studio. Yeah.
We just make the radio.
Well, Jappy,
Blessing.
give thanks here, sir. Jah guide.
Blessing to the universe.
Yeah, man, Jah guide, man. Blessings.
Nah.